forget to watch the beginner's session, right? Do not forget to watch the beginner's session, which were conducted before these classes. So we will be starting AFB today, right? We'll be starting with AFB today. Before this, we have conducted beginners classes. There are total 5 classes in that altogether, which will help you to clear your concepts. Audio and video, is it fine? Hello, everyone. Many congratulations, Ajitesh sir. There's no sound. This is one thing that I would request you that do not forget to revise the beginners classes. How many of you are new candidate? Please refresh in case you're facing any audio issue. There were total 5 beginners classes. Okay, I hope they would help you in your preparation. That would make your classes, obviously, your experience much better, specifically for those who do not belong to the commerce background. Now, let's start. If you remember in the beginning classes, I told you about accounting, right? We have discussed about accounting, what is accounting and what is the definition of accounting, right? So what is the definition of accounting? If you remember, we have discussed it, right? It was something related to, it's a systematic process. It's not an activity, rather it is a process, systematic process. Related with what? Recording the business transaction. Which are monetary in nature. Correct? Right. But the exact and appropriate, or you could say the most apt definition of accounting was given by American Institute of Certified Public Accountant. So the most apt definition was given by AICPA, right? That is called as American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, right? And they defined accounting as basically the art of recording, classifying, summarizing in a significant. If you're facing audio issue, please relog in once and confirm. Right? So this is really important. You can find a half marks question or even 1 marks question with respect to same definition. Now do remember, this sequence is really important. You can in short remember this as RCS, that is recording, classifying and summarizing. So this is really important. So AICPA, that is American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, they gave a definition that is considered to be the most apt definition in the accounting. The definition is like that it is the art of recording, classifying and summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money, transaction and events which are in part at least of financial character and interpreting the results thereof. So when you talk about the definition that is given by AICPA, they say that there are 3 important words. What are those words? RCS, recording, classifying and summarizing. What are you supposed to record? Recording means recording the financial transaction, right? Classifying means classifying it into different accounts. Do you remember what is the meaning of account? We did that word. Accounts. Summarizing is to find the balance. So American Institute of Certified Public Accountant that defines it as RCS. Now in the examination, you might, so this definition is a half marks question in the examination or 1 marks question, followed by this particular sequence that is RCS, recording, classifying and summarizing. Very important term. In a significant manner and in terms of money. That means we are only going to record or classify or summarize all those transactions which are, okay, how many of you are facing audio issue? Is the class not audible? Suchita ma'am, it's audible, no? Okay, so all those who are facing problem, please re-log in. Right. So you will only record money related transactions and events which are in part of at least financial character and interpreting the results thereof. And you are going to interpret the result, analyze the result. You need to check the result. What is the result all about? Are we doing good? Are we not doing good? Right. So AICPA, it is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing. Again, I'm telling you, the sequence is really important. You can learn it as RCS. RCS stands for recording, classifying, and summarizing. Correct then. Do you remember in the beginning of the classes, I taught you the term accounting and bookkeeping? So what was the difference between accounting and bookkeeping? What is the difference between these two terms? Very good. So bookkeeping was only related to recording, whereby if you talk about accounting, it's a complete process. Correct? So when you talk about accounting, it is a complete process. And when we talk about bookkeeping, it is only and only recording. Now, what do you mean by complete process? So this will actually tell you the state of affair of your business, complete state of your business. But this is only related with what? Recording. Now, when you talk about bookkeeping, when you talk about accounting, it will include accounting, recording, classifying, summarizing, reporting, analyzing, interpreting. All this will be the part of it. But when you talk about uh, recording, that is only related with bookkeeping. So only one step would be there. So only this would be there. So if you talk about classifying, summarizing, reporting, analyzing, interpreting, all these are the part of accounting and not a part of bookkeeping. So bookkeeping is a very narrow concept. When you talk about accounting, it's a broad concept. Now, my one question, can I say bookkeeping is part of accounting? Or can I say bookkeeping is a subset of accounting? Correct? Both these statements are correct. Can a business only follow bookkeeping? No. I hope this is correct. Next one. Bookkeeping means recording the business transaction in the books of original entry and in ledgers. Now, do you remember the word books of original entry? What is books of original entry? Journal book. Now see, this is the benefit of the beginners class. If we would have not, if we, if I didn't conducted those classes, if we started from today, this was supposed to be the first class, you will always have had a doubt what is a book of original entry. Right now, you can directly relate from that particular class that yes, we have already studied this word. It's not new to us, right? And do you remember the term ledger? It is an account, correct? So, for example, salary account is a ledger account which will contain the list of all the transactions related to salary, correct? So accountancy means the compilation of accounts so that one is in a position to know the state of affairs of the business. I hope these both statements are clear, well understood. So if I ask you which among the following will give you complete state of affair of the business, what would be your answer? Accounting and not bookkeeping. Next one. Let's solve this question. Which of the following is the most appropriate? Accounting is the process of identifying, measuring, and communicating economic information to permit informed judgments and decisions by the user of accounts. Number two, accountancy involves only the recording of those business transactions which are of financial character. Number three, accounting is the art of recording, classifying, summarizing, analyzing, and interpreting the business transaction which are of financial character. Then it is basically an art. Now, whenever you see a question like most appropriate, just give yourself a second and think. There is a possibility that you might find 2 to 3 statements as correct. Right? There is a possibility that you might find 2 to 3 statements as correct, but you have to find which is the most suitable or the most appropriate definition. Now, when you come to the first part, it says accounting is the process of identifying, measuring, communicating. This is fine. You have to identify, you have to measure, you have to communicate. But again, there are multiple steps in between. It's not the most appropriate definition, right? Then second one, accounting involves only the recording of those business transactions which are of financial character. So is it only, again, it involves the recording. But the word over here is only recording. That means it's more suitable. It's saying about bookkeeping, right? Accounting is not only the art of recording, but classifying, summarizing. RCS definition is already covered. That was the right sequence. Analyzing and interpreting the business transaction which are of financial character. So the answer would be option number C. How many of you gave the right answer? Just raise your hand. You have an option to raise hand. You can just click on it and, I'll get to know. Very good. Excellent. Very good. So the right answer is option number C. Then. So accounting is the systematic process of identifying, measuring, recording, classifying, summarizing, interpreting, and communicating the financial information. So can I say the last step of accounting is communicating? So what do you mean by communicating? Okay. Have you seen that at times in newspapers, balance sheet is published? Correct? So you would have seen that at times in newspaper, the balance sheet is published. That is what? Communication. So that is called as communicating. Correct? Do you think that meanwhile in the process, when the things are not finalized, will we publish our balance sheet like that? No, no. It should be the last step. Everything is done, interpretation, analysis, discussion, everything everything is done. We are satisfied at all level. Only then that is the final. That means after that, no changes are expected. Right? So that is why the communication is the last step where you are publishing your financial or state of affair of the business to your stakeholders. Now, what do you mean by stakeholders? What do you mean by the term stakeholders? People who are interested in your business. Correct? Next one. A company must record in its accounting records any economic event that impacts the business finances. Do you remember this term? Economic event. We have already discussed this. Economic event, also called as business event or business transaction. So, do you think an organization will record a business transaction or economic event, something where there is a satisfier of one other being the beneficiary? When we have taken the example of salary paid, that's an economic event. So we will record it. It is an happening of consequence to a business organization which consists of transaction and which are measurable in monetary terms. So there could be multiple economic events in the business, some which can be measured, others which cannot be measured, but we will only record those which can be measured in terms of money. Correct? Next one. Branches of accounting. When you talk about the branches of accounting, what is branches of accounting? You've seen a tree, right? Let's say if this is a tree. A tree has branches. Correct? All these branches are related only to the tree. So this tree is basically what? Accounting, and it has various branches. like financial accounting, cost accounting, and so on. All of them are related. So we'll discuss them one by one. Okay? So should we start? Number one, financial accounting. So whenever you talk about financial accounting, what is financial accounting? Finance is related to what? Money related transaction. Now, what is financial accounting? An accounting where we are supposed to find out profit and loss of the business. An accounting where we are supposed to find out financial position of the business. That is your financial accounting. What is financial accounting? You are going to record a transaction, right? You will systematically record a financial transaction. And with the help of this financial transaction, you will be able to measure the organization success. That means profit and loss, and financial strength or soundness, that is financial position. So an accounting where you are trying to find out the success rate of the organization, financial soundness of the organization, we call it as financial accounting. I hope this is clear. Should we proceed ahead? Now, cost accounting. What do you mean by? We have already provided you notes. So what you will do, so when you open the classes, there's this option. You go to My Purchases in the app. Then after clicking on My Purchases, you go on to like, My Purchases. There is an option called Live Classes. There is an option called Ebook, right? You can open there AFB and you'll find all these classes over there, right? So you don't have to note anything. Everything would be provided. Now, cost accounting. So what is cost accounting? Cost accounting is again a branch of accounting, right? And what it is related with. So whenever you buy a product, there's a price that we pay, correct? Everything that we buy today, we have to pay a price. Is that price random? You can keep anything as a price, or there would be some method of fixing the price of the product. There would be method, there would be people that would be involved in order to fix the price, right? And that process of fixation of price, or in better words, you can say ascertaining the cost of product. It is called as cost accounting. I hope that is clear. Cost accounting is what? It is a method, or it is a type of accounting in which we are trying to fix the price of a product. We are trying to find out the cost of the various products that are manufactured in an organization. Now, only fixing a price is the steal deal? No. The steal deal in the business would be not only to fix the price, but to ensure a mechanism where you reduce the price of the product at a good quality. You provide a good quality product at a reasonable price. So not only it is related with ascertaining the price of product, but along with it, reduction in the price, cost reduction as well. Is this point clear? So cost accounting is a type of accounting where we are trying to fix the price of the product, ascertain the cost of the product, and over the time also reduce the price of product by maintaining or ensuring the same quality. Is it clear? So profit and losses, sorry, financial accounting, cost of the product is cost accounting. So will you find profit and loss in cost accounting? No. Right? These are the keywords. Whenever you find the word as cost of various product, and for finding the cost, there will be certain rules, regulations, principles that will be following, maybe standards that will be following, right? Similarly, in financial accounting, will be following rules, regulations, principles, standards in order to calculate the profit and loss. Then, financial accounting information is characterized by all of the following, except it is historical in nature, it is factual, so it does not require judgment to prepare. It results from inexact and appropriate measure. It is enhanced by management's explanation. You have to answer this question. Meanwhile, I will just, pause the video for a minute, the time you answer the question. Okay, so for the first option, now let's understand. Financial accounting information is characterized by all of the following, except number one, it is historical in nature. What do you mean by historical? Related to past, correct? So financial accounting information is characterized by following, except is it historical in nature? Yes. Why past? You will only record a transaction which has already occurred, not the one which is, which will happen. If you're supposed to buy a machine after 3 days, will you record it today or will you record it after you have purchased it?